So, you and your fiancée grew up together, huh?
Yes, Sam Agansett. Our families were friends.
Uh-huh.
Even spent summers together. Until I went off to England to finish my medical training.
That's right. That's where you and Mark Dante met.
Mark was a big help to me there.
He has a high regard for you, but go ahead with Celia.
Right now, she's completing her studies in Paris. With a little shopping thrown in.
Uh-huh. Well, what's her field?
Art. She's really quite gifted. She'd like to have her own gallery someday. And a studio is a must. So I've had such trouble house hunting. I hope my luck changes.
You've set the wedding date?
Tentatively. We're aiming for May.
Well, you were smart to ask for some time off. A wedding can take a lot out of a man.
Well, hello, Dr. Hardy.
Ah, Miss Templeton.
Hope I'm not interrupting, but I did want to ask you a couple of questions.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. Do you two know one another?
No.
I don't believe so.
Grant, this is a young lady that you must have seen her name in print. She's a reporter for the Port Charles Herald. Jackie Templeton.
I've seen your byline on the Baldwin murder stories. How do you do?
Very pleased to meet you. It is Doctor, isn't it?
Yes, Grant Putnam.
Boy, I am a lucky lady. 2 doctors at one table. I was hoping if you guys wouldn't mind me asking you a couple of questions. I'm doing some research on a medical story.
Aren't you a criminal reporter?
Primarily, but I do a little bit of everything.
I thought you specialized.
Well, not like you doctors. We sort of have to take orders from our editor. Wherever he sends us, we sort of have to go. So anyway, I would be curious to know what your opinion is on the accelerating costs of hospital services.
This is research, you say?
Yes, I'm gathering information for an article. Dr. Hardy?
Well, in my opinion, it's deplorable. It's completely out of control.
How about you, Dr. Putnam?
Ditto.
Do you, see any change in the future?
Unfortunately, no. I'll get you some of the budget figures if you like, but right now, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. I have a meeting to attend to.
Thanks for the coffee, Stephen.
And thanks for the conversation. Nice seeing you again, Miss Templeton.
You don't have to rush off, do you?
I've got a few minutes.
Great. So you're new to Port Charles?
Relatively.
How do you like it?
Fine so far.
I heard someone mention that you live with the Quartermaines.
That's right.
Must be real hectic.
Why would you say that?
Well, living there with all that's going on since Susan's murder and all.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you do know about the Quartermaines' involvement.
What do you mean, involved?
Well, Quartermaine is the father of Susan's child.
Yes, I've heard.
Must be a very difficult time for him.
I wouldn't know.
I bet it's a strain on all the Quartermaines. What do you think?
Miss Templeton, what are you looking for?
Excuse me?
I said, what are you expecting me to tell you?
Well, frankly, I wanted to know from you why the Quartermaines were at Susan's on the night she was murdered.
I don't have the vaguest idea.
You were Susan's doctor, weren't you?
Yes, she was my patient.
Did she ever mention anything about the
Miss Templeton, I'm a doctor, not a gossip.
Then let's stick with you. What did she say to you?
You don't discourage easily, do you?
No, I don't. Not when I think someone's holding out on me.
I don't like your style, Miss Templeton. For your information, the Quartermaines have been very good to me since I got to this town. They're going to be my relatives by marriage. Even if I did know something, which I don't, I certainly wouldn't say anything. Especially to you.
Look, you don't have to like me, but a murder was committed. And you may know a lot more than you realize. Perhaps you've heard them talking.
I have nothing to say to you.
Well, Doctor, if you change your mind, you know where to reach me.
Well, everybody, here he is.
Well, hello, Jimmy. Nice to see you again. How are you?
Fine.
How's your leg, all right?
Good.
Alan,
Alan, you're breaking the man's arm.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Come and sit down here, dear.
Sure.
Nice you look. I can give you another pillow if it'd be more comfortable.
Oh, no, that's all right, ma'am. I'm fine just like this. Thank you.
Good. Edward, I think our guest might like a drink.
Oh, yes, of
No,
course.
no, it's all right. It's all right. I'll get it. What would you like, Jimmy Lee?
Oh, whatever you're having, it's fine.
Well, I think we have just about everything, even a beer, if you prefer that.
Scotch on the rocks would be just fine.
Coming right up.
Jimmy Lee, please have one of these. Oh, in fact, that is my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Let me know if it's too light, okay?
No, the color looks just about right.
Great, great.
Alan, would you make me one too, please?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Let me know if your ice melts.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Listen to who's talking. Try one of these. They're my favorites.
Let me have a good look at you, dear boy. You know, we were a long, long time searching for you. I'm just so excited that we can all be together.
Why?
My dear?
No offense, ma'am. I was just wondering why you were looking for me.
Well, because you're part of this family.
And family means everything to Lila.
Everything.
Oh, nothing is more important.
I'm part of the family. All of a sudden, just like that, huh?
Well, it would have been sooner had we known where to look for you. But the important thing is that you're here. You can take your rightful place.
You know, it's funny, a few weeks ago, you didn't want any part of me.
Oh, nonsense. It just took a little while to get used to, that's all.
Exactly.
You weren't what we expected.
What that means, Jimmy Lee, is that we were convinced that you were in Europe. When all the time you were just a motorcycle ride away.
Monica.
Well, you're here now, and that's all that counts. I think this calls for a toast, Edward.
By all means.
Absolutely. Edward.
Edward?
Hmm? Oh, yes, of course. Well, here's to the Quartermaines.
Quartermaines.
May we be together for a long, long time.
Here, here.
Here, here. You know, thank you. Thank you for your toast. I've just got one question for you. Why did you really invite me here?
Well, you just heard. Family ties. We want to keep this family together.
Sorry. I don't believe in this, family ties. You know, it looks like to me you're all, half out of your wits with worry.
Oh, well, you're right. We have been worried about you.
I don't buy it. You're afraid I'm going to say something about being in that woman's house the night she told you what she had on you. And now that you've given me your little speech, I've got one for you. Yes, I would like to be acknowledged as a Quartermaine, and yes, I do want to be accepted as one of you, but on my own terms, in my own way.
Your way.
Now, see here, young man.
That's right. And I've got something very specific in mind. And don't worry, it's going to cost, but it won't be money. Well, that was an interesting evening.
I can think of a few other words for it.
Well, you thank your wife for me. I hope it wasn't too much for her.
No, no. Lila's a very strong woman.
She's a very nice lady, too. And I will be in touch with you.
I'm sure you will.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, I was just leaving.
Oh.
I know you, don't I?
Jimmy Lee, Grand Putnam.
Somebody sick?
Oh, I live here.
No kidding.
You two know one another?
Yeah, the good doctor here, he took care of my roommate at the hospital.
How's he doing?
Fine, said you made a new man out of him.
I didn't realize you knew the Quartermaines.
Yeah, well, we know each other.
Small world.
Yeah, gets small all the time, depending which way you look at it.
You two work together or something?
Jimmy Lee just dropped by to have some drinks with the family.
If that's what you want to call it.
Then you've been friends a while.
Well, you could say that.
You could.
Well, the fact is, Jimmy Lee is much more than a friend. He's, my son. My other son. You might say from a previous liaison.